prepare yourself for a staggering revelation. As of this year, the United States is grappling with a debt crisis of epic proportions. Picture this, a national debt towering at $32 trillion, with a debt-to-GDP ratio of a staggering 123%. Astonishing, isn't it? But what does this mean? It means that each year, the United States spends more money than it amasses in taxes. In fact, the budget deficit for this year alone was a whopping $1.7 trillion. And the interest rates on this debt, you ask? Well, they're now higher than ever thanks to the Federal Reserve raising rates. The result? This year, the United States has paid a staggering $659 billion in interest payments on our debt. Now let's paint a picture. Imagine a ship, the USS Economy, sailing in turbulent waters, burdened with an unsustainable cargo of debt. This ship, unless it lightens its load and finds calmer waters, is on a course to sink. And when it does, it will drag everyone on board into a sea of massive inflation, high levels of unemployment, poorly funded basic services, and general misery. Does this scenario sound familiar? It should. It mirrors the Greek debt crisis of the early 2010s, a country crippled by a mountain of debt leading to a period of economic hardship and austerity. The parallels are undeniable, and the lessons critical. But let's not lose hope. The road ahead may be challenging, but it's not insurpassable. The key to a more stable future lies in two things: growing our economy and shrinking government expenditures. It's a daunting task, but one that history has shown us is possible. Take, for instance, the Canadian fiscal turnaround in the 1990s. Faced with a similar crisis, Canada managed to transform its economy from one of the G7's most indebted nations into a model of fiscal responsibility. They did it by cutting government spending, implementing structural reforms, and promoting economic growth. The United States can achieve the same feat. It will require courage, determination, and above all, unity. It will be a hard journey, but at the end of it is the promise of a stable, prosperous future. A future where the United States is not burdened by debt, but bolstered by economic strength and stability. So remember, while the current numbers may be daunting, they are not final. They are not a sentence, but a challenge. A challenge to create a better, more stable economic future for everyone. And it's a challenge that, united, we can and will rise to meet.